Hi, Christine Lees here, guys, and today we're talking about meal planning mania and what is it all about and what is my different take actually on meal planning, because I have not ever been a meal planner. I've never been a real planner in my life as far as meals and things like that. Back in the day, 5-6 years ago, I would just go through the store, whatever we liked, we put it in, and then but I was eating like box cereals and frozen dinners and easy stuff, casseroles, that kind of thing. So I just threw it together. I was living on the fly, literally living on the fly, and just grabbing stuff and throwing it together, and there was no planning whatsoever involved, and I didn't really want to do it. I think it's just like any of you guys out there that are have maybe tried and failed. I mean, we know that, I think some of the things that we know in our brains is that we should meal plan. It's a good thing, right? But, the big but, there's 3 different things you'd kind of think. You go, I just don't have time for that. That means I gotta sit down with a pen and a paper and a calendar, and I gotta look at stuff, right? That's one thought that we have. Or, I have no clue how to start. How do you plan your meals? How do you look at a recipe and then look at, how do you even do that? I have no idea. No idea. And then 3 is you've tried it and you've fallen off the bandwagon. You kind of got off track a little bit. Maybe it wasn't super successful and you just gave up and said, I'm done with this. I'm just going to go back to kind of winging it, or maybe just keeping the same meals that we make all the time and just have my 6 meals that we make, and that's my rotation. Those are all valid things, and actually things that I used to think as well, to be very, very honest with you. Hi, Courtney. Thanks for joining. But you guys know the benefits are going to be so amazingly huge. Not only are you going to save an insane amount of money, but you're going to save time. If you just put a little bit of time up front, you are going to save a ton of time. It's going to help in so many different areas of your life. So here's what you really need to think about it. That it's not super complicated. I think when we think of meal plannings and making all these meals, that they have to be complicated meals, and they really, really don't. I promise you. Start really small. If you're somebody right now who is not meal planning at all and you've never even done it before, I highly suggest you just start with like planning 3 or 4 meals. 3 meals of that. And just work from there, and then you can go up from there. So starting small is really important. So here's kind of my 3 basic steps. These are basics, guys, to meal planning. That is a little bit of a twist for me and our family that's worked. All right. And I've already kind of talked about this, but keeping it super simple in your cooking. I cannot tell you how insanely important it is to do that. I like to fancy cook every once in a while, and I call it fancy cooking, where it's more busy, and you're chopping and you're sauteing and you're making a real meal, right? But majority of the time I'm literally just throwing some things together and putting things together to make a meal. So keeping things simple, and summer is a perfect time to do this. Perfect, because we have our grill and we have fresh vegetables and fresh. It's just the perfect time to do this, to make meal planning so easy. All right. Number 2, this isn't a unique thing, at least I think, to me and our family. And I kind of discovered it by watching and observing the way that our family eats. So I suggest you do this too, but look at how you guys eat. You might want to be switching that up, which is good if you're eating a lot of processed foods and boxed foods and crappy food. Definitely take a look at that. But one of the things that we do is we eat in themes. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but we do. We eat in themes. My family loves like Asian food and Mexican food and pastas occasionally. We grill things. We have a soup. In the wintertime, it's more like soups and maybe some cream of chickens and things like that. So we eat in themes, and then we rotate that. I'll have dinner for breakfast too as well. That is another really popular way to add things in. So if your kids love breakfast, serve it for dinner. I mean, super duper easy. But anyway, themes, and then you just rotate that throughout your week and month. All right. So an example would be, let's say you make a chicken. I make a chicken probably every week, maybe every, depending on the season, but I make a chicken, probably a whole chicken every week. And either we'll eat the whole chicken and I'll cook it and roast it, or I'll put it in a pressure cooker and use the meat for other dishes that I'm going to make. I'll do that with roasts as well. I have frozen roasts, and I look in there. You can do pork or beef. And I make a roast, and you either eat it as a roast, which we do that a ton in the wintertime, but in the winter, sometimes we don't want to have a roast, and it's a heavier food. So I'll make quesadillas with that, or I'll make a fajita salad or steak salad with that, with the roast meat. So those are just some things to think about that are fast and easy, and you can use, actually a roast can go to 2 meals, which is beautiful. You can take a roast meat and you can make barbecue sandwiches with it, as well as a beef salad. Just a couple ideas off the top of my head on that one. So just look at what you guys eat and what things you guys like. We have a pizza night sometimes. We do probably pizza once a week. I have my gluten-free stuff, and the kids will make our own a lot of times, or sometimes, we'll order pizza sometimes. But just kind of think about that kind of stuff. That is really a unique thing that I have discovered with our family, and it really works well, because what happens is, as I'm meal planning, then I know in my mind the kinds of food we eat, then I know what to shop for. Okay. Now, this is a big tip, and I actually learned this tip from my friend Erin Joseph, and then I've kind of just ramped it up a little bit more myself, as she has her. I print off printable by the month, hopefully you can still hear me, printable by the month calendars, and I do one for every single month, and I love these. I use a pencil and I mark, and I know exactly when we're going to be out of town, or when we're going to be eating out. Maybe we've got a special occasion, it's a birthday, whatever the case may be, and I mark those days, and I just take this sucker and I just put in everything I know. If we know, like, Tuesday nights usually are kind of a busy night for our family in the fall, I know I'll have soccer and blah 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 blah. I put in the kids' activities more than mine, but it lets me know. I can look at my big calendar on my computer, and then I can meal plan. And I try my best to do it for the month. I try my best. Do I do it every single month? No. But I do 2 weeks at a time. Here's also the really cool part about it. I don't have one that's already made out yet. But what I love to do is, let's say, you have a week and you've got 4 different meals in here. Let's say this night, something came up, or your kids are like, I don't really want that. Well, you should have something. You can swap your days. It's a little bit flexible, which is nice. And what I also love to do with this is it allows me to know what we've eaten. And go, oh, I've already eaten that. So, if you really want to go into the theme thing, I know people go Mexican. Well, I don't want tacos every single night. And this is where I do love to play with recipes. Mexican doesn't mean tacos all the time. Mexican can be quesadillas, fajitas, enchiladas, steak tacos. You can do all sorts of things with that. Asian, in fact, I'm going to be making Asian this week. When I say Asian, it can be Thai. You can do a lo mein. You can do a, blah, blah, blah. I can't even think top of my head. This is probably a little bit more fussy, but you can do a kum thai. So you can do soups. You can do curries. You can do, why can't I think of the name of it? The rice wraps, Asian wraps and stuff like that. So you can kind of think outside the box. Salads are a big thing, and soups. I do more soups in the fall and winter, and then in the spring, I usually kind of ramp up the salads. And my kids do eat salad. We just had it last night, and I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, how do you do that? They eat salads, I promise you. You just have to put in stuff that they like and make your own salad dressings, and it's yummy. Add some cheese. You get them with cheese every single time, I promise. But you can do different themes within your salad. So that's super duper fun to do as well. So you could do, gosh, you could go so many places with that one. I take a lot of our leftover stuff and just put it on top of a salad, whether it's roast or whatever, different kinds of cheese. That's where I like sometimes to make things a little bit more fancy for me and my husband. Like I'll get some pretty nice, some yummy cheese, and then some pretty greens, and it is fun. I really do enjoy making salads at home. So that's a really good choice. All right, so use this. Go online. Honestly, I think I got this. I just Googled printable month at a glance calendars, and then these just go up here either in my office or they're in my planner, one of the two, and I just know what I'm going to go to eat, and this really is super duper helpful. Yeah, that's right, Courtney. That's a really great point. You can just put lots of different toppings. Like my son, he hates tomatoes. And so he didn't put any tomatoes on it, but I had other things that he could choose. And it really allows them to build their salad. And this is such a great time, if you have picky kids, to take them to the farmer's market. Let them see and taste and feel. I mean, I got my daughter to have beets, cold beets that I had made for a salad. And she was like, oh, that's not bad. And I will give you a testimony on this. My son, who is a little bit more picky, he hated avocados forever. And I've been trying to get all my kids to eat avocados because they're so good for you. And they're just the monosaturated fat, and they're so good. And he is finally, after probably 2 years, we've been trying to work on the kids and putting it into things, and he finally is like, I love guacamole, this is awesome. So I'm like, I'm having guacamole, and I'm like, eat away, buddy. Have the guacamole. So don't give up on your kids. They will get there. You just got to keep at it. I'm just going to give you a little side testimony on that one. That one's really good. So that is, guys, my basic, not basic. I have lots of other ideas to be able to meal plan, but some of it does involve seeds and nuts. Very true. I love seeds and nuts. I put a lot. I mean, when I build a salad, we'll go off on another subject. When I build a salad, I have whatever kind of lettuce I decide. And in fact, last night I had some fresh greens that I had gotten at the farmer's market. The kids didn't even notice. They were like I want to say a mustard green or something like that. They didn't even notice. And then I love to put some kind of cheese. I use goat cheese, some kind of cheese, an avocado if I can, vegetables, some kind of meat. And then I do add seeds. I'll do sunflower seeds, I'll do pumpkin seeds, I'll do walnuts, cashews, all sorts of stuff. It gives such texture that you're going to actually learn to spoil your kids that way, which is kind of fun. So that's a little side notes on salads. And for those of you that are watching this, I do have a actual video that was about how to make your own homemade salad dressing. So please go check that one out. That's on Facebook as well as I think I did actually upload that one to YouTube as well. So this is just a little snippet, you guys, of my ideas around meal planning, and I love to educate other people how to do this. And really, it is customizable to your family. I'm actually working on making a free calendar that's I'm really excited about, actually, a free calendar so that you can see how my mind thinks, because not only do I put my meals on here, but I actually have snacks here, and then I also have my items. I write it down here at the bottom, but I write down like the things that I make every week, that I want to make in preparation for maybe the week or the month. Like if I want to make a bunch of spiced nuts or something like that, or if I want to make protein balls for the kids for snacks, just stuff like that. That's what I put on here. So I'm excited. I'm working on making a template for that so that I can give that to you guys for free. So then you can just go right to my website at that time and be able to click that. You won't even have to do anything but click that and then print it. So that I'm super excited about. So more stuff on meal planning to come. I know it is a very, very important part of eating a healthy, well-balanced diet, as well as being able to have success in eating real foods. You've got to be able to understand how to meal plan. Meal plan doesn't mean restriction either, you guys. I want to make sure that is so clear. It isn't about restriction. Actually, when you meal plan, it gives you more variety and it allows you to see, oh, okay, we eat this kind of stuff more consistently. So what happens is sometimes there's nights where I'm like, oh my gosh, it says this, but I don't have time. I'm not going to be able to make this. What can I throw together? Well, if your pantry is stocked and your fridge is somewhat stocked, you're going to be amazed. You're going to be able to pull things together a lot easier because you buy kind of the consistent same things, if that makes a little bit of sense. So more to come on this. I hope you guys enjoyed. Share away. If you're not on my email list, I would love it if you were part of my Real Food community. I have a newsletter that goes out once a month. This month, it's actually going to be coming out next week, and it's all about summer side dishes. So if you want to, and I've been playing and cooking and experimenting with to see what works, and I've got some fun stuff to share with you guys. So if you're interested and you want to see that newsletter and many more to come, please go ahead and just go to my profile, and you'll be able to copy the link, and you'll actually get free recipes when you do that. And one of them is homemade mac and cheese. That's always a fun one. And I just love to serve you guys. This is my passion. I absolutely love sharing how whole foods can really transform and renew your spirit and renew your family and your nutrition. All right, so you guys have an absolutely great day. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me comments. If you have any questions around meal planning, I am here. So don't be afraid to reach out. I'm here to serve. All right, you guys have a great day. Thanks.